Welcome to the Level Up Your Band podcast, episode 73. Hello and welcome back to the Level Up Your Band podcast. My name is Gavin Patterson and I'm back in the studio with Julian Pombo.
Hello.
And he's all lattied up.
Yes, I'm having a good time.
New car, new t-shirt.
New car, yeah. This is just one of I got a pretty good deal on it. It's just a Nasda pure cotton t-shirt.
Good old George.
$2.50. It's all right.
George is the Asda one. What's the Tesco one?
F and F.
F and F.
F and F.
F and F and F.
I can't remember what it's like. It'll be like Frankie and Fenny's. I don't know.
Who cares?
Who cares? For those of you who don't know, Asda is basically Walmart for us UK folks.
It's actually owned by Walmart.
It's owned by Walmart, but it's the closest thing we have. It's like, yeah, we have basically Walmart's cousin. That's where I do some of my shopping, not all of it. But anyway, we're not talking about cheap clothes today.
We're talking about cheap music. No. Well, very cheap music. Spotify.
Actually, it is very cheap music when you think about it.
So, yeah, we'll get right into it. Why not? So, Spotify. I wanted to do this episode a while back, but yeah, I don't know. I'm doing it now. So, I'm going to do a kind of deep dive into just how Spotify works, all the different components, things you might not have heard of, or things you kind of know but don't really know fully, blah, 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 how you can work the system. So, well, I don't know what I'm going to call this episode, but I'm going to dive into the playlist stuff because that's the thing that really people always talk about that. You know,
honestly, I don't really use Spotify, let alone Spotify playlists.
Yeah,
you know, I make my own playlist. It's really good. To be honest, I should make it public because it's really funny. I've got a dumb country songs playlist. It's currently one of my favorite playlists I've ever made of all time, and I'm just even happier about it because I didn't know this, but the artists get notified when their song gets featured in a playlist, and it notifies them with the name of the playlist. I think
yes, it does.
So you know, Dolly Parton's just sitting there going, "Oh wow, I'm in a new personal playlist. What's it called? Dumb country songs." Okay, great. So. Yeah, I don't know. I that's about all I know about playlists is that you artists know which ones they're in and what they're called. But aside from that, I know nothing, let alone how to convince somebody or to stick my music on their playlist, you know, or how that works.
So the reason why I'm talking about Spotify and not Apple Music is because Spotify has they have the market share, the largest market share of streaming. I don't know what the percentages are. It could be 60-40, 70-30. I don't know. It's probably higher actually, but the majority of people that stream use Spotify.
Right.
Are you looking it up?
No. I'm just looking at the notes.
He's looking at the notes. Okay.
I am looking. I was turning the Wi-Fi off because I was getting notifications from people, and I was like, "No, not the time. I'm busy."
Time management and do that. So we'll get right into it. So playlists. There are 3 types of playlists. Number 1, Spotify editorial. So that is people who work at Spotify and they make a playlist. It's actual real people.
Right.
Real life, not algorithms. It's
so
actually people.
Somebody's job at Spotify headquarters, HQ, is to make playlists.
Yep. So I don't know.
Love that job.
Yeah, they listen to music for a living, and they.
Well, now that you mention it, I might get a little bit. Well, no, I can't. I can't see how you would hate that.
Well, I kind of listen to music for a living
Yeah, I can't. I do
and
that
edit
too.
music for a living.
Yeah,
It's fun.
yeah. I don't listen to. I listen to it for fun.
I prefer mixing music rather than editing music because there's a difference. Editing mixing is fun because you hear the whole song in context and you get to play with all the color palettes of all the tools available. But editing is like listening to the same syllable 10 times in a row, 100 times in a row until like just half a bar, like on repeat for like 5 minutes. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's the person's job at Spotify. They will keep an eye on what tracks are doing well on their own.
Yeah.
So the first thing you'll hit is the algorithm playlist, if you're going to hit any playlist at all.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah, I've got
user-generated.
I get those recommended to me. That like personalized, for you what you've been listening to
Yeah.
recently.
But if you get onto a Spotify generated playlist, like someone's picked your music, you are really doing well. It's incredibly rare. It's like if you get on there, you're guaranteed millions and millions and millions of streams. They're the most popular playlists I think out there. There aren't that many of them either. I think there's a few dozen. There could be less than 100 maybe. Need to look that up. So that's number one, Spotify editorial. Then the next one is Spotify algorithm. So that's data-driven, based on your tastes. So everyone has an algorithmic playlist generated for them uniquely.
Yeah, mine's a total mess because I use it mostly for learning covers. So they never, it must think I'm some kind of like ultra basic bitch, just like constantly listening to, I don't know, like Neil Diamond stuff.
So you'll get like Thundercat and then you'll get Lady Gaga.
Yeah, well, no, not even then. It'll be something like Thundercat, and then maybe like Kendrick Lamar or something, and then some like Van Morrison.
Okay,
Yeah. Just like
Elvis.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are three algorithm playlists that I can think of. Discover Weekly, Your Daily Mix, and Release Radar. So Discover Weekly is obviously it's generated once a week, and it's you click on that playlist and you can get through a bunch of songs that's added on this week. A daily mix is as you expect is a daily mix of songs, and then Release Radar is new material that it thinks that you will like based on your past listening tastes.
Yeah.
So that's the algorithm. So it picks songs to go on these playlists based on what you've listened to already. So if you like country music and all you listen to is country music, then it will deliver country music to you.
Yep.
Obviously. Makes sense. And it will sometimes throw in some wildcards as well, because it wants you to listen to, it wants to find out what you're interested in.
Yeah, it's quite cool that it does that. It doesn't just sort of just create an echo chamber for you. It tries to... It
pushes out.
That's kind of admirable about it, it's that it kind of tries to push your ears, in a new direction kind of a thing, So if you listen to a lot of country, it might be a little bit like, how about some of that southern rock there? It's like that country, but like it's a bit heavier. It's got the electric guitars in it.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah, it will maybe push a sister genre song. And if you skip it, it knows that and it won't do it again, kind of thing. It's quite intelligent. And then the last playlist is user generated. So that's anybody
Yeah, like,
Anybody can make a playlist.
like my Dumb Country Songs playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, the artist can tell how many playlists their song is in. So people making a playlist with Dolly Parton's song on it, Dolly Parton will know how many playlists it's on and the name of the playlist. So
Yeah.
if they wanted to track that, I mean, they're probably on millions of playlists.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Millions and millions. But yeah, Spotify pay attention to this. They can see, oh, there's like 5,000 user generated playlists with your song on this, and that they've got a ranking system where they can see how well a song is doing on different charts. So, and they have charts as well, Spotify charts. It's a friend of mine actually got right up the jazz chart. I think they got number 1 or something in
Wow.
this really bizarre chart on Spotify, and it was the number 1 in the genre. And as a result of that, just them being there got them attention because people go onto that playlist, onto that. It's not a playlist; it's a chart. So they can see it, physically see it, and click on it and listen to it, and maybe they listen to the charts in Spotify, and that got them massive amount of attention. So they got on that by doing playlists and getting put on these different things.
Yeah.
So the next part of this is steps towards getting more Spotify attention.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do is get attention yourself. So start feeding data into Spotify so that Spotify can help you, because they're not going to take your crappy song that only 100 people have listened to and it's you and your mum just playing it on repeat. They're not going to put you on the top chart or the top playlist. Like if they put you on the top playlist, you will get 1 million streams, but they're not going to do that. They're going to wait till you start to get steam on your own. So how do you do it? It's the same as everything else. It's a multi-layered process. So I've got some things that you can do to get yourself up in Spotify. Now this is not the be all and end all. That's partly why I haven't talked about this before, is because nowadays a lot of people focus too much on this on Spotify and not enough on all the other stuff.
Yeah, like physical releases and all that.
And touring and all this.
Touring, gigging,
and rehearsing and just tuning your damn guitar. So I've not really touched on it because like getting your Spotify numbers up, it's like, oh yeah, it's great. Like there's more people listening to your music and that's great. But you're not selling music, so it's not making you money as such. Yeah. It's making you a little bit of royalties, but it's hardly anything to go after unless you're Paul McCartney. But it is people listening. People are listening to you, even though you're only getting paid, I don't know, like £500 a year for so many 100,000 streams or whatever the price is. It's terrible. That's still a lot of streams. It's still a lot of people. And those are potential fans. So look at it that way. It's kind of like, it's outreach. That's what the model is now. It's like you release this music on these platforms as a form of outreach, so people can discover you and then get into your inner circle, your fandom. They can become part of your sort of fan community. They can buy tickets, buy merch, go to your gigs, interact on your Instagrams and all this. That's what you want. And there are people who discover stuff on Spotify accidentally through these playlists I talk about and then become fans for life. It can happen. And the more streams you get, the higher percentage of people you will get coming cold. If you've got, I don't know, 1,000 streams a month, you might get one new fan every 3 months or something. But if you've got 100,000 streams per month, it's like it could be 100 fans a month.
Yeah.
It could be more. I don't know what the percentages are, but the point is, it's a form of outreach.
Yeah.
So this is stuff you can do right now to just help get more streams on Spotify. Number one, get verified.
Yeah.
Get the little blue check mark thing. It's really easy to do. You just if you've released music on Spotify, say you've put your music through like is it DistroKid or Emu Bands?
Emu Bands, yeah, that's the one that I've used. DistroKid is more of and there's CD Baby as well.
Yeah,
they're American, aren't
yes,
they?
they are. Yeah, but we use Emu Bands just because they're Glasgow based, so it makes sense. I don't know what other ones. I've never used any other ones because Emu works brilliantly.
Yeah. No, and it's not expensive.
No,
It's like 30 quid or something.
yeah, for a song. And they put it on every platform. But if they put it on, but you still need to claim access to your Spotify account. They don't. If they'll just upload it and it will just be there, and there'll be no like profile picture. There'll be no background image. It'll be empty. You have to go on there and claim it and then populate it with information. So to do that, you just go on spotifyartist.com, I think it's called, and register your Spotify username, email address, and then become verified. Find the page you want to claim, and then there's a whole process. I think it takes like a week or two or something for verification or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you've got control of your Spotify page, and you can go on there and change loads of stuff.
Yeah.
You can change the about section, so you can put like just some bits about your band.
You can do all of this from your phone as well.
You can, yeah. There's an app, Spotify Artist app. It's blue, not green.
Yeah.
You can put concert tickets on it via Songkick.
Yep.
And there's a website
Tour
called
dates.
Songkick, and you can put all your tour dates on Songkick. Put the link, the URL, into your Spotify, and then it's there on your page.
I'm pretty sure you can even link merch now on Spotify. Is that not a thing? Or have I made that up?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I think you can. I think you can buy stuff.
Well, you can put links in.
Yeah, you can put links to buy stuff is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's great for that.
Yeah. You can't buy it on the website, but it takes you to an external link.
And again, filling in all that information is going to help you with the, good old SEO.
Yes.
The search engine. Well, not just Google, but also inside Spotify, because somebody might be interested to hear bands that are Glasgow based exclusively. They're like, I just want to hear musicians that are from, I don't know, Fife or the Lake District, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you put in your location, like where you're based, then bang,
Yeah, it's
comes
there.
up.
Yeah.
So it seems like a trivial thing to put in, but I'm always interested to see who's in the scene just now, and like who's new and who's still around, that kind of thing. It's really interesting.
Yep. So, like you were saying, you can put links in the about section. There's also a social media link, so you can put your Instagram, your Facebook, and your website, and all that, so that people just click through. But if you're not verified, say you're getting quite a lot of streams, Spotify will know that you're not verified. So if you're getting some, gaining popularity, they will not put you on playlists if you're not verified, because they think, it's not serious. You need to take yourself seriously for them to take you seriously. So you have to get verified. You have to do it properly. It's like, it happens to me on the daily. Like, I'll get an email from Bob DJ Mad Guy at hotmail.co.uk, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then it's like, there's no punctuation, no caps, uses ... between every sentence, uses emojis and stuff, and is asking to record it. And I'm like, this is not giving off a great signal.
Yeah.
And then you email them back, and then they take 7 days to just reply, and that is the equivalent of not being verified on Spotify. You're not taking it seriously. Do it properly. You know, get some nice photos, get a nice profile, think about it, get your albums and everything all in order, all the artwork looking cool, get the verification, get your about section, flesh it out, make it look like you're the real deal. Even if you're not the real deal, even if you've got 5 followers, make it look as if you've got 13 million followers. Because when you start to take yourself seriously, other people will start to take you seriously. If you're just joking about, no one's going to take that seriously. How many websites have you been on where you go onto a website and it looks like it was designed 15 years ago and it's just a mess. It's so poorly optimized. I'm not going to waste my time or money on this.
Yeah.
There was an example you gave ages ago when you went into a shop and nobody approached you. It's equivalent of that.
Yeah, actually, do you know what it was?
Doc Martens, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to publicly shame them. The Doc Martens store in Glasgow. I went in. I wanted to. It was before I went to do my postgraduate diploma in education. I was just like, I'm gonna get myself some good shoes that I know are gonna last me for ages. So I was like, I'm gonna go in and get some Doc Martens. You know, seems like the natural thing to do. Anyway, I walk into the shop and I'm looking at the shoes and I'm being completely ignored. The store's more or less practically empty. No one's coming up to be like, hi, can I help you? They're just standing there, with their tattoos, looking all cool. And I'm just like, hello?
Yeah.
Eventually, I just walked out. And then I went over to the shop, opposite Shoe. I went to Shoe, and I bought the same shoes there. As soon as I walked in, they were like, hi, can I help you? And I was like, yes, I'm looking for these shoes. And then I got them.
Yep.
It was so dumb.
Yep.
So weird. Anyway.
It's as if they didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
They were just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're kind of here, yeah.
Well, it was just bizarre, I'm not expecting the whole, because I hate the other end of the spectrum, which is just, I find this a lot when you go to, restaurants that are, overly that are, it's like an American franchise, and they train up their staff to give, American, customer service. And it's really, it's nice for the first 5 minutes, but after a while I'm like, I want to eat. Go away.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. It's just you don't need to check up on me every 15 minutes to see if I'm enjoying my food or if I need anything, because I will let you know.
There's a happy medium somewhere.
There is a happy medium, I feel like most British restaurants have got it right. Most of them.
They ask you 5 to 10 minutes after you've started eating if everything is okay.
Yeah.
And then they don't bother you again until you're done.
Yeah.
That's usually the kind of most restaurants are like that. I was actually at a restaurant last night and I got served my food before the person I was with, and they didn't give me any cutlery. And I was sitting there staring at my bowl of ramen. This was Wagamama.
Oh, right.
And there was no chopsticks, there was no cutlery, nothing. And I'm just sitting there staring at this bowl. But I'm like, I wasn't going to start anyway because the other person didn't have their meal. So, and then eventually she's like, oh, very, very sorry, very sorry. I'm like, cutlery? Like, what? Anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the basics. You want to get that right. So, bringing it back to Spotify. It's the same deal.
It's the same.
You've got to take this seriously. You've got to, think about your favorite artist. Do you think they are just like, I don't think we'll bother getting verified?
Even the ones that put on like a sort of very sort of blasé, chill, like, I don't really care about. They do care. They take it seriously. They care so much that they've established this persona of not caring that you like. You know,
Yeah.
might be. I'm not saying that every musician's putting on a persona, but like might be amplifying certain aspects or whatever. But they care enough. That's the reason why you're even listening to them in the first place. So they made an impression on you. You know.
So get that stuff sorted out, because it's you might think it's like fake it till you make it, but it's kind of a bit of that, but it's more like act like a successful person. If you act like a successful person and you embody that role, eventually it starts to become true. If you act like how you want to act and how you want to see yourself, eventually things start to happen for you. Get it done right, because why not? There's a right way to do a thing, so might as well do it right instead of doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So next thing you can do after you've fleshed out your artist page is, assuming that you've got songs to release, obviously, and you've got songs on Spotify already, first thing you can do is you can make a playlist and you can feature this playlist on your artist page. So when people come onto your artist's page, they can scroll through and go, oh, cool, there's the About section. Oh, there's their latest album, their latest EP. Oh, and they've also got a featured playlist. And what you should put in this playlist is you should select songs from your genre and place them into a playlist along with your music and feature it on your artist page, somewhere between 20 and 40 songs. And what that does is it tells your listeners that this is the type of bands and things that you associate with. Like when you're picking these bands, think these bands wouldn't look out of place supporting us at a gig. These bands wouldn't look out of place at a festival that we were playing at. The audience that tends to listen to us will also tend to listen to these bands too. So what you can do is you can go onto the stats of Spotify and you can see what your listeners are also listening to.
Yeah.
And just write them all down and then select your favorite songs from all those artists and put them on that playlist. And guess what? All those artists will see that you've made that playlist, because everyone can see who's used their songs in their playlists. And there can be a collaboration thing. You can even drop them a message and say, hey, I'm featuring your song in our playlist because we really like the stuff and it fits really well with our music. Would be cool if you could do the same on your artist's playlist or whatever. If you do that enough times, you maybe build up a bit of a rapport or something.
Yeah.
If you get featured by a fairly well-known artist in your genre, and it's on their playlist on their Spotify, and maybe they've got 100 songs and your one is on there, that's a step in the right direction. If you get enough people doing that, it becomes collaborative. It becomes more, well, it's better for the customer. That's why Spotify want you to do it. They want the user to discover more of what they like. That's the point in Spotify. That's their whole business model, is to try and keep people on the platform, and they do that by delivering music that they really want to listen to. And they have to figure out what people want to listen to without them necessarily knowing what they want to listen to. It's kind of like YouTube. You know, you don't know what you want to watch next, but when you turn the app on, you're, oh, I want to watch that, because YouTube spends so much time figuring out what you want without you even knowing. And they do that by gathering data from you. And they do that from every user, and it's an insane amount of data. And Spotify do the exact same thing. They want to keep you on the platform and keep you engaged.
The other thing I was thinking there was, and I know a band that, I don't think they're a band anymore, but a band that used to do this weekly. They used to make and post a weekly Spotify playlist of music that one of the members of the band had been listening to that week. And it's it's kind of fun actually, because like you can have a lot like there's another opportunity for you to show off other local artists or artists that are in your genre, and you can also interact with your fan base a little bit as well. You know, might be that, you know, say you're like a post rock band or insert genre here, whatever kind of band, right? Might be fun for your fans to know that you're really into Bach or
Yeah.
or Chopin or something, or like, you know, whatever kind of music. It's just it fleshes you out a little bit more. It lets your fan base get to know you a little bit more and treat you more like a real person, you know? Because, I don't know, I feel like you can tell a lot from somebody based on what they're listening to, and especially, you know, it's almost like it's like a very weird abstract snapshot of that person's week.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
I did one once, and it was a total mess. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the playlist
Because you made it.
because I made it. But actually listening to it as like a proper playlist, it's like, this is...
Yeah.
It was just because I was listening to loads of stuff.
I think is that the one that we posted individually? That was, yeah. So I listened to that in the car. We were going somewhere,
Yeah, you hated it.
and the first 3-4 tracks, I was like, this is quite good, and then I was like, oh, this is getting strange, and then by track 8, I was like, what is this? I don't know. I'm gone now. I've
Yeah.
checked out. Like, it's just, yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit of a strange.
No, listen, I'm the one that's strange.
Fair enough. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, especially at that time, I feel like it's like anything. Your musical taste, I feel like, you know, it's like it's kind of on the same level with, like, I don't know, alcohol and stuff like that. Like, the more, and like food or whatever, like the longer you listen to something or the longer you get to know something, your taste matures a little bit more,
yeah.
you know. So at the time when I made that, you know, because I was still in uni. Yeah, I was still in uni. I just graduated, but it was one of the best parts of it was just being surrounded by music 24/7 of all different varieties, and I was just like, oh! And now, as I've taken a little bit of time, I was like, what, 22, 23? Yeah, like, yeah, about 22, 23 years old. You know, 3 years ago, and then even over 3 years, I feel like my musical taste has sort of like settled a little bit. It's eclectic. I still listen to a lot of stuff, but you know, if I was to make a playlist now, it'd probably be a little bit more coherent, erratic but coherent,
Yeah.
instead of just like, what.
So-
Anyway, yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
I like making playlists.
So you can do this. It can be called your band name radio.
Yeah,
So I think you can. I think that's an automatic thing. You can feature your music in a playlist alongside artists that are in your similar genre. And artists that you might know. You know, like your friend's band who also does similar music, or a band in your town or whatever.
yeah, or a band the next couple of towns away,
Yeah.
whatever.
So it's so that it's kind of it's accessible. If someone listened to it, your music wouldn't look out of place, and also the people that you've featured are contactable. They're not literal gods like Led Zeppelin or something, like completely untouchable. Like they're if your mate's band, if you DM'd them, they would probably get back to you within 5 minutes. That kind of level, because you've got to start somewhere, you know, obviously. So another thing you can do, which I've seen people do, is I see YouTubers do this sometimes, like, oh, we're live streaming right now. We've got 30,000 watching and only 100 likes. What's that about? Oh, come on, let's get some likes. And then they get 2,000 likes in like 5 seconds because they've got all that traffic, but no one's liking the video. It's the same with Spotify. You can go on social media and say, we only have 30 follows, but we have 4,000 streams. Come on, people are listening to our stuff and they're not liking the Spotify page or following the Spotify page. So do it. Like, well, if we get to 100 follows by the end of the day, we will blah, 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 reach blah, blah, release something, a video, or, you make it up. It doesn't matter. Like, you can play with it as much as you like.
We'll send you a gold star.
We'll send you a gold star.
a little participation award.
It doesn't really matter as long as you're encouraging people to follow your Spotify. They'll be updated on future releases and all that stuff, and gigs as well. It's all on there. And another thing you can do to try and get your streams up. It takes a lot of research, but this is something that needs to be done. Find out who runs all of the popular user-generated playlists in your genre. So, say there's we're Scottish folk, so find all the Scottish folk playlists that people like and listen to. There might be some Scottish folk playlists that have like 30,000 follows. It's like, find out who made that and follow them, find them on Instagram, like them, like their Facebook page, send them a message and be like, hey, absolutely love this playlist. I listened to it. I've got some tunes that would fit really well into this. Can you consider maybe throwing in a tune or two? See what you think. I think we would work really well with this. And have a conversation, because they're human beings. They're not algorithms. It's actually people who've made a thing.
Yeah, totally.
I know a couple of people who have started like user playlists, and they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of follows.
Yeah.
And they get bombarded with messages all the time. So try and stick out. Don't be like, hey, can you feature me? Thanks in advance. Bye.
Yeah. You try and avoid. You kind of want to strike a balance, don't you? Because you don't. I'm trying to think of what would be the best way to do it. Set yourself a target. Contact like 5 to 10 every day.
Yep.
Exactly. Because it can get a little bit tiresome. Just like, just sitting one day, just like, hey, I like this playlist. Feature me in your playlist. Hey, I like this play, and typing that over, it would just get. And you also don't want to do the old copy, paste, insert name.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. So, because people can tell 100%, yeah.
Talking with a robot.
Oh, totally. They can tell, like, so you want to personalize it a little bit. If you can. It's the same with I think we've spoken about this with like contacting venues and stuff. You don't want to just make a blanket email and just like send all. You want to try and personalize it a little bit. Maybe even mention oh, such and such, my friend who plays in this band recommended the venue because he played there, blah blah blah. We like to, but anyway, you could do the same thing with the playlist. My friend put me onto this playlist. I started listening to it, really like it. I think our music might be a really good fit. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Salutations, farewell.
Yeah. And if you do this often enough, don't do 5 emails and then quit.
Yeah.
Keep going, because it's a numbers game. It's like, if it's like, say it's like a 1% success rate. So every 100 emails you send out, you get 1 reply and feature you. You got to do a lot of emails to get onto playlists, and you got to email them back, because they might be like, oh, your current music isn't really what I'm looking for, but your next release might be. But you've established a rapport. You've got your foot in the door at least. They might not want it now, but the next time you release something, they might go, actually this song fits a lot better. I'm going to put that in. And there's some playlists that have so many followers.
Like,
you just get one song in it.
That's the thing, actually. If you do, that's a good point, actually. If you do get a rejection, like, respond to it anyway, gracefully. Don't just ignore it. That looks worse.
Yeah, and get back in touch with them when you've got something else released.
Yeah, you're not going to be bugging them.
No.
Don't think of it that way. As
they can block you.
Yeah, if they get tired of you, they will block you. You'll never find them ever again. It's fine.
So
everybody wins.
The last sort of main part of this is, key to getting Spotify right is timing. Timing is so important. So I've broken down this into different ones. So I reckon, like, back to the whole 80-20 principle thing, 80% of your results constitutes like 20% of the timing yields 80% of the results. So you might spend 20% of your time just thinking about timing on release dates, and that will yield 80% of the results. It's the results you get back from getting your timing right is astronomical. So if you, like we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, like timing your releases, which doesn't take a lot to plan, but can yield massive results, like releasing a 12-track album in one day as opposed to planning it differently. That makes a huge difference, stuff like that. So we'll get into this. So obviously, make sure your music is finished and uploaded to the music distribution companies at least 3 weeks before launch. I would recommend doing it like months before, to give yourself time. So when you're setting up an EP or an album or a single or whatever it is to be released on Spotify, you need to get all your cards set up, so that when you play your hand, it's going to be a straight flush, whatever insert analogy, metaphor. It's got to be all thought of beforehand. It's got to be all planned, ready to go, so that you just click a button and it's like boom, done.
Yep.
And this means drafting Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Tinder, like just all the apps. Drafting all the posts you're going to do for the
Starting OnlyFans if you have to.
OnlyFans, everything. Patreon, everything, all the platforms that you're on.
Yeah.
Get them all and draft all the posts you're going to be posting through your launch sequence. Sounds like NASA. So that all the dominoes are set up ready to go, and all you have to do is just go beep and all the dominoes start going, because you do not want to be mid-launch and you're still writing posts frantically and trying to get content to put out to try and keep the thing rolling. You want it all done in advance so that all you have to do is just hit go and it's all scheduled. So plan your launch. So the reason why we're doing this is because it's because of algorithms and stuff and Spotify. So the point in getting your posts scheduled at specific times and thinking about times of day and, at certain times of day, people are more active on the internet. It's usually from like 4 o'clock onwards, I've found. It's somewhere between 3 o'clock p.m., 4 p.m. all the way to 11 p.m. is the most active time.
Yeah.
That's what I've found. So that's when you do your posting, because you'll get more engagement. So plan, we're going to release a photo on this day on Instagram, schedule it. We've got stories we're going to put on Instagram at this time, blah, blah. You can have them pre-saved on your phone ready to just post. YouTube videos for your new music video, that's scheduled, ready to go, so that it's all thought.
Yeah.
So the reason why the timing is so important is because to maximize your time so that the Spotify algorithm is fed correctly. That's the whole point in this, is so that it's fed in an equal lump. You don't want a big spike on day one and then nothing afterwards, which is what everyone does. It's what we did the first time. We just released it all in one day, and there was a massive spike on Spotify, and then day 3, zero. You don't want to do that. You want to distribute that engagement over as long as you can get it, as high as you can get it, for as long as you can possibly do it. And the way you do that is through releasing stuff on social media and taking the time to plan out a schedule over a few weeks. And if you've got an album, dropping a song maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, dropping a song from the album, that elongates this engagement train rather than releasing it all in one day. So, like I said, the reason you're doing this is it's to push as many people through your Spotify as is humanly possible for as long as possible, so that Spotify takes in all that data. Because that's Spotify's main job. As I said before, Spotify's job is to get people into the platform to gather data so that they can deliver a better product to the people who pay for it. That's the point in it. So you need to set up so that Spotify can gather this data for you, for your advantage. So I've got here the whole thing from the point of view of Spotify is a big data farming enterprise. That's what they do. That's what Google does. Google's main business plan is data gathering. That's what they do. When you Google something, they want your Google search to bring up the result that you want to see. That is their one job.
Yep.
And the way they do that is they spy into every avenue of your life to figure out what you want. That's what they do. They gather so much data on you. It's absolutely mental. If anyone out there does Google Ads for their business, the amount of crap they give you on people's demographics, it would scare you.
It's terrifying sometimes. Even just like, I will say something in passing. I've even Googled it ever. I'll just say, I'll have a conversation with somebody and I'll be like, we should really get an air purifier for the house. And then all of a sudden, air purifiers, would you like to buy one? I'm not even kidding. I've been trying to trick it, and I sometimes I'm like, you know what? I could really do with I'd really like to buy a ferret. I'd really like to buy it, and just have a conversation about ferrets. I'm still waiting for that ferret ad, but it doesn't seem to be.
I don't know if that
is a thing. I don't know, man. Every time it's just like I'll mention something and like an air purifier or like it's something I've genuinely been thinking about getting for the house. Just cats, cat hair, or like VSTs or like bass guitar stuff. I've been thinking about buying a 5-string bass. I mean, fair enough. If I've Googled something, I do expect. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start getting ads for this thing now. But occasionally, I'll literally just mention it in a conversation.
Yep.
And then I go on Google and then
it's there.
It's there, or like YouTube, and I get an ad for it. It's a bit freaky.
See, I don't know if they have access to your microphone without your permission. I'm skeptical on that. I don't know if they do.
I know that there are some apps that just want access to your microphone. TikTok. Yeah.
TikTok's run by the Chinese Communist Party. Delete that app as soon as you can. It's spyware.
Yeah.
It is spyware. It's the Chinese Communist Party gather data on everyone who has TikTok, and it's not just stuff you do on TikTok. They record everything you do on your phone. All the buttons you press on your phone all the time, all of that data gets recorded by the TikTok app and sent to the Chinese Communist Party and gets sold to advertisers for a lot of money.
Fun.
Yeah. You can't. There are laws against that. Google can't do that kind of thing because there's certain laws against it. But yeah, TikTok is basically, it's labeled as spyware because it is spyware.
Yeah.
Spyware with a cool, funky social media app attached to it. Anyway,
But it's so good for marketing.
it's so good for marketing. Yes, well, that they had to make it good. That's the thing.
Yeah, it is,
If it was
yeah.
a bad app, then no one would use it.
I know.
So I think TikTok is it not like, did they not buy Vine and then reconstitute it or
More
something?
or less. It's like Vine and Musical.ly like mashed into one.
Yeah. So yeah, this whole thing is trying to push the hype train along as far as you can get it, so that Spotify is fed. You need to feed the algorithm with lots of incoming data. And they'll recognize this. I had to do the same with the podcast, because the first week of a podcast release is the most crucial in its career. Because if you have a bad release, it will be bad forever.
Yeah.
So you have to get like lots of people in the door right away, and Spotify will they will see that you're keeping a ball rolling, and they will push it along with you,
Yeah.
and they'll feature it faster
Yeah.
if they see you're putting in effort. It's really, really difficult on that first. That's why you have to do this launch style, where it's got to be dragged out and keep pushing it in front of people on social media. Look at this thing. Go to Spotify. Listen to our new music. New release. It's complete. This is what you have to do now to get people to listen to your music. Whereas before you would go on tour to get people to listen to your music, but now you have to act like a shill on social media to push your music so that they can become fans, so that then they can buy tickets to go to your concert, and then you make money. It's a strange system, but this is why I want to talk about this, is because Spotify is used as an outreach platform. It's to get folk on your train, on your fan train, but you won't do that if you want to push people that you know will want to listen to it, and Spotify will push that to people who haven't heard of you yet and are cold and have never heard and hear it for the first time, and then they get on the train as well. It's all about this momentum. It's hard work. It's definitely not easy, but you have to do it if you want to be making music and doing it properly. In 2021, you have to learn Spotify. There's no getting around it. If you're not on Spotify, if you're not on the main streaming platforms, and you're supposedly taking it seriously, good luck, because that's where all the audience is. Everyone is on Spotify or Apple Music or Google Play, maybe.
It's YouTube Music now.
YouTube Music, yeah. I don't even know the name of it.
Yeah.
I don't know who uses that.
People are sub to YouTube Premium. I don't know who's sub to that.
Certainly not me. I don't know how much it would be. Anyway, so yeah, Spotify will reward people who try hard to get their music out there. So playlists, that's the thing. The user-generated playlist, get yourself on as many as possible. It doesn't have to be like playlists that have got 100,000 followers. It can be just your mate, the pub. Just if you frequent a pub and you go, hey, I notice you're playing a lot of indie rock music. Funny you should say, I've got an indie rock band and we're local. Do you fancy we're on Spotify, put us on the pub playlist? Yeah, okay. Do that often enough. Grab your mate's phone and just go follow. I've done that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every little helps, and it's what you've got to do nowadays. Get as many people listening as possible.
Yeah, totally.
Some people's Spotify game is like mega. I'm always like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And a lot of it is the collaboration thing, is the featuring other people on your playlist. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had on that. It's a bit of a crazy minefield, but yeah, Spotify's it's a bit of a dark art. It's kind of, you put your thing on this platform and yeah, magic happens and you don't really know how it works, and it's bizarre. So get to it. there's a lot.
Animal sacrifice. That's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah. Next week we'll discuss what animals that you have to sacrifice. Right. Julian will do that one.
Yeah. I've got a good knowledge.
So yeah, the first things you can do like right now after this podcast is go and get yourself verified.
If you haven't already.
Yeah, flesh out your about section. Get your next gigs on Songkick. Link it in. And didn't mention as well canvases. If you've got like music videos, you should be putting multiple music videos out for each track you do. Or, make them formatted for portrait so you can put them on stories, make them landscape as well, and you can put canvases on your songs. When you click a song on Spotify, you get a little bit of a 12-second loop of a video playing in the background. Stick that on. That's another little piece of, this person's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
It's small, but it's easy to do. I mean, you just if you've already got a music video, just upload it to your artist page and then select a 12-second snippet and then put it on your song. It takes minutes if you've got the music video, that is. But it's just another little thing it's professional. You've actually thought about it. That's all I've got. So yeah, do the Spotify's. Do the streaming, please. Help yourself. Apple Music. I don't know anything about my Apple Music. I don't have it. Do you know anything about it?
No, I don't have. I'm on stinky Android, so
yeah,
I don't use Apple Music. I know nothing about it.
It's like
probably the same.
The younger version of iTunes, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much us.
That's it. Yeah.
So
if you want to ask questions, please ask questions.
Please, if you know more than we do about all this,
if you're like, you totally got that wrong, then we will do an update.
Yeah.
With the correct information.
Yeah, and if anyone is an expert on Apple Music, let us know, because I don't know anything about it. I don't have it. If anyone knows anything about it and you can do the same things on Spotify, I don't know if it's the same format, or is it just like you upload music and that's all you can do? I don't know if you can make playlists. I don't know how it works.
I think you can play. I think you can, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and as always, if you're enjoying the podcast, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever. I don't know if you can follow us on Spotify. I don't know. I don't even know if you can follow us as
you can subscribe. Yeah.
Okay, you can. Apparently, you can subscribe on Spotify. I've just been informed.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I don't know. I'm not even subscribed to us. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't need.
I
to
don't
listen
really
to the
listen
podcast.
to podcasts on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know. I listen on Apple Podcasts.
I don't know. Like, I don't think you can download them unless you've got a premium account.
Yeah, that's right.
So I use Google Podcasts instead, which is inferior, but it's free.
It's fine.
So.
Yeah, do all the things. Give us a subscribe, and share it about with as many people as you think would be interested in it. And yeah, not quite sure what's on the cards for next episode, but this week will be. Well, last weekend was your first gig back, and it will be my first gig back this Friday, and I'm kind of buzzing. It's Tuesday just now, so I can't believe this is going to be the first time I've played a gig in a year and
I was
3 months.
It was such a great feeling. Even when things went wrong, I was like, I don't care. This is great. This is so good.
So I might get some inspiration for like gig content. So there might be a gig related podcast coming. We'll see how well this gig goes under COVID restrictions. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cool. Until then, we'll hope you have a good week and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.